were you from Texas originally?
I am from Texas, yeah.
She's from Dallas.
Ah.
We discovered that, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so we thought she would be just perfect to come on the show because our topic today is actually date safety.
Right.
So, and you were a rape counselor when you were in Texas, right?
Rape crisis counselor and a certified sexual assault advocate.
That's amazing. What actually is that? A certified
Certified sexual assault advocate basically just goes through a bunch of training, and you work with the police. You carry a beeper, usually like once a month, maybe twice a month.
Uh-huh.
And if there's a rape, they need an advocate. Basically, you're the victim's advocate, and you help them go through the examinations with the with the kit, and then talk to the police, deal with the family. And a lot of times it's really sad because a lot of the families don't want anything to do with their victim once they've been raped.
Oh, you're kidding.
Like they're soiled or something?
That's like in the Middle East, too.
Well, there's a lot of that. But, it's
such a stigma.
It is. It's horrible. And, they'll blame them. Well, you shouldn't have been wearing that skirt. You shouldn't have been in this way.
That's what we always talk about.
It's the classic, your skirt, your red skirt got
you. wore the wrong dress.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you wore the red dress. And that, again, I put that in with antique racist. It's like, This is really old. This is 2009. Come on,
But I think it's blaming the woman somehow for it being put down upon her. Even like in stalking and harassment victims too, they quite often blame the victim.
That's all they got.
Yeah, you caused it. You brought it upon yourself. That's why this person is behaving inappropriately to you. But no, the person is behaving inappropriately because they're choosing to behave inappropriately.
There's a great analogy. Let's say even you were dressed in the most provocative, dress or whatever. There's an analogy my friend once said. He says, look, if you go into a store and they leave their cash register open and you take money out of the cash register, you still stole.
Right.
So you can say, well, you were stupid to leave your cash register open. Maybe, but you still stole.
Right.
So if you, wear an enticing outfit and you walk down the street in a dark alley at night, as stupid as you may be, it's still rape.
Yeah, and also, I'm sorry, rape is also a crime of
it's about control.
It's about control and power,
Yeah.
and it's not about sexuality.
No.
It's a crime of hate.
It is, and you hit the nail on the head exactly. You can't force someone to take an action. They may think something, they may whatever, but in order for them to actually do something, that's that person's responsibility, just the same as it would be anyone else. But the date rape thing is actually really scary, even scarier, because with a rapist, actually the kind of rapes that happen when you're just walking down the street and somebody attacks you is very, very rare.
Right.
The majority of them are going on in date rapes. People that you know.
These people you know well, or like what's the ratio between a date rape with somebody you've gone out with a couple of times versus somebody that you're going out with the very first time?
God, I haven't looked at those statistics since I became a certified sexual advocate. It's been a few years, but it's
that's
really
how it goes here,
actually.
Jennifer. We will quiz you.
Yeah,
I know.
Great. I should have brought my textbooks. They've been collecting dust.
I always tell people when you do Hottie Help, you really have to do your homework.
You better be ready.
Because we really do quiz you on what you're talking about.
Hey, and I also wanted to get out, too, before we get too far into the help part of it, that Jennifer is a certified hottie. you have your own website, right?
I do, yeah. JenniferCorbin.com.
JenniferCorbin.com.
Can you spell it?
Can you spell it out?
It's Jennifer Corbin. Corbin spelled with a K. JenniferKorbin.com.
And also, before we really get started, can you please give the call-in number for people plus the website address so people can call in today?
Absolutely.
Because we are on live.
If you want to call in and talk to either Jennifer, Candace, or if you have some sad problem and want to talk to me, 323-203-0815. That is the number at Hottie Help. Also, info at latalkradio.com if you want to send emails in. And actually, did we not get an email?
Yeah, actually, we did get an email today from a man named Tom, and he referred this link to me and wanted me to print it out and talk about it. So maybe we can talk about it because it kind of does relate to what we're talking about today. And the heading is Songwriter Joseph Brooks, writer of You Light Up My Life, Suspect in Sex Attacks. And this is the man that wrote that Debbie Boone song, You Light Up My Life, and he's suspected in 5 sexual assaults. Okay. And it says here that he played up his Hollywood connections on Craigslist, posting to lure aspiring models and actresses to his apartment where he forced himself on them. The 70-year-old movie director...
Whoa, wait a minute. Hear that? 70-year-old...
Yes, the 70-year-old... And this is this week...
We got a call coming in.
Oh, okay. I'll hold on right here. I'll hold on right here.
Hey there. You are on Hottie Help. Welcome.
Hi. I have a question for Jennifer.
Please.
Hi.
Hi. When you were a rape counselor, what was the ratio of women who were raped by a stranger versus those who were in a situation in which they were raped by someone they knew?
So you want an actual statistic and a number, caller?
Or just a rough...
Well, I can tell you from my experience.
Best estimate.
Yeah, just an estimate.
The statistics are, I mean, it's less than 10%. It's somewhere between like 5 and I think 2 and 8%. In my own, I was an advocate for 11 victims, and only one was where it happened with somebody that they didn't know.
We're teasing caller because we've already put her on the spot for statistics and numbers, so no worries. Oh yeah, we're just.
So what we're saying though is it's overwhelming.
Right.
If you're saying one
Huge.
person versus 10, it's huge that it's people that you know that. So date rape is much more prevalent than
they have
a
to
random.
have access to you. It's very, very rare that somebody's just going to jump out. It has happened, but it's usually somebody that, you know, stalkers, that kind of thing, or somebody that knows you and has access to you. A lot of times it's people that live in your building, it's people at work that know your patterns too.
Well, because also it's interesting that the police have told me that stalking and harassment are also crimes of power. They're trying to control and have power over another person, just like rape is.
Can I jump in and put myself in harm's way here? I hear that and I agree, but I also feel that sex itself contains elements of power.
Absolutely.
And contains elements of domination. So I understand that people are trying to separate a rape attack from sexiness, but there is a sexual component to it. It's not a nice component; it's an ugly component. I always kind of pull back when I say, "Oh, there's no sex; it's just about power." No, there's sex. There is sex, but it's domination,
well,
it's
sex
control.
Is the tool.
Exactly.
It's the tool by which they use to overcome.
They used to talk about
somebody.
Castrating rape victims and pedophiles and all that, and basically what it boils down to is if they didn't use their penis, they would use something else.
But they would still try to dominate and control somebody.
But I would love to know the ratio. Again, let's have a statistic of let's face it, homely folks versus pretty girls that endanger this. I think you can say that sex is a component of it. And not lessen the severity of it. It's still ugly. It's still wrong.
Yeah, and that's actually a good question. I wonder if there is, or maybe we should ask you, is there, if somebody is attractive versus not attractive, is there a greater chance of being sexually assaulted, or is it just across the board?
The way that I was trained is across the board. Like I said, it's a matter of having access to someone, and oftentimes they'll pick their victims. They're elderly or they're very small. It's somebody that they can overpower. It's not so much about what they look like.
Well, is that the case for the broad? I mean, what am I trying to say? The folks that get raped on the street, or is that the case for the date rape where they know people?
I obviously I think it applies more towards people that they don't know.
Right.
But again, I mean, they're not. A rapist is a coward. They're not going to attack a woman that they think can defend themselves, or that even if you're a small woman and you're walking across a parking lot, or you're on a date and you carry yourself confidently, you know where you are, you're prepared. He's not going to try to attack you. He's going to attack somebody that
thank you so much for your call. I'm going to see if I can grab this other call coming in right now. Did I lose him? Did I get him? Did I lose him? I lost him.
Caller, if you got cut off, please call back.